Okay, so this is a really interesting one that we're looking at today. So this is Cyberpunk 2077 running on a 3.3 gigahertz, 10-core, 20-thread, X299 based i9 9820X. It was one of the kind of the first few crops of the i9 chips before you started seeing them go mainstream. This is a CPU that became available in 2018. We are running 32 gigs of DDR4, and it's got a, we're running on an 11 gig GeForce GTX 1080 Ti right now. So what's really interesting about this is that, you see some of the big YouTubers that are all pretentious about, oh, this being old and long in the tooth and all that crap. To most people, this is still considered high-end hardware. Joe Average that saw this computer would think that this is some crazy, super high-end gaming monster. And you would think that too if you looked at the build. It's a very nice looking build. It's got the two, the RAM on two different sides of the CPU, big video card, RGB, fancy tempered glass case. This is not irrelevant hardware, okay? This is still fairly good hardware by most people's definition. So the question is, what can you still do with it, and how relevant is it still? So, and this is still fully supported. I mean, this fully natively supports Windows 11. You don't have to do anything hinky to get it to work. In fact, for those of you who know much about the Intel B580 and the hardware limitations of that GPU that require it to have a newer CPU, I was even able to get that to work. This actually supported the resizable bar necessary to make that work. So this is not garbage. I mean, it is e-waste as far as, people that buy high-end hardware are concerned. But it's still a very capable system. So let's take a look at our settings. So I believe, okay, so I am outputting at 4K. And then we are using, so this is a great example of good use of upscaling, which I want to make sure that has the lowest amount. So the FSR3 upscaling quality setting, and then FSR3 frame gen. I actually wanted that to be high. Now we are running, oh no, I guess, let's do medium on that. Okay, so we're not maxing it. Okay, we're not running at ultra settings here to make it run native at 4K. Now, keep in mind, most people that are going to be gaming on this hardware are going to be using 1080 or more likely 1440. So you very well could run it at high or ultra. But on this, I'm testing on a 4K monitor. See, now look at that. It's very crisp. So that was part of the reason why I wanted to run the medium setting. Even though it's not maxed out, it looks good and it looks nice and crisp. And that's kind of important to me. I want my graphics to look crisp. It's just something I'm picky about. We all have our own pickinesses. What the heck? Turn that off. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. The experience, the Cyberpunk experience that you kind of expect with this game, fundamentally, it's all here. It's like I said, the video isn't maxed out, but the experience is all here. So you're not, if you were to run it like this, you wouldn't be getting a dramatically downgraded experience. This is fundamentally about the way the game should look. The frame rate is right where we want it to be. I don't think I ever saw it drop below the mid-50s. Now, granted, I understand some people aren't thrilled with the, quote, fake frames from FrameGen software, but this is where you really want to use it, right? So we've got some older hardware that, with the addition of these features, you know, the game runs quite well. You wouldn't want to do this on your brand new 5090, right? Like, you shouldn't have to. And that, I understand where people are getting annoyed. But to be able to get this kind of experience on hardware like this, I mean, Linus recently did a video where they were looking at the B580, and a lot of people commented that once they got into the gameplay, just like we are here, and you get engrossed in it, you don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. Honestly, I'm quite happy with this. What the heck is going on here? I think that's him. Oh, I wonder if it didn't like the way I... I thought that was him. Okay, I guess not. Oh. Oh, that's him. Oh, he's going to be hard. Looks like those that particular type of grenade does a good bit of work on him. Yeah, and it's staying. I mean, look at that. It's staying at good. Great. They're going to kill me. It's staying at good frame rate. It's not bad. Yeah, if I didn't have access to something better, I would be perfectly happy with this. This is not something that you would complain about. This looks good. And one of the cool things with hardware like this is that it is good hardware, but one of the effects that you get with this kind of hardware is that you're more likely to find someone that basically has this just sitting in the garage. So you're more likely to have a situation where somebody is going to just dump this hardware for just an absolute giveaway price. I mean, to give you an idea, I picked the 1080 Ti up off Facebook Market for less than $100. It's just, once you get hardware that's this old, even if it's still good working hardware, you just get this effect where a lot of people have had it for so long, they just don't put a lot of value on it. Especially not people that just aren't, like, totally into hardware like I am. Oh, what are we missing here? It always wants you to go through everything. I don't know why. Oh, I gotta read the shard. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Is that what I wanted? Okay. There's always some mystery thing that you have to find with these. It's kind of annoying. This guy? Maybe it's this guy. I get them? Nope, there's more. What else does it want me to find? Anyway, though, this gives you a good idea of how decent this still is, how well it runs, and is definitely an answer to the question of, is it still useful? And it absolutely is. I mean, there's going to be a few games that aren't going to run the best. Probably going to have some issues with Jedi Survivor when I try to run that. But there's only a few games on the market right now that really bleed hardware well enough to really pose a real challenge to hardware like this. Like, it's like less than 5 games, I think. So anyway, I hope you guys find this kind of an interesting discussion on, you know, what you can still do with this kind of hardware. And thanks for watching the video.